I feel like I got a second chance with foster care. I feel like I was like put in like a great position to really succeed, and I don't want to waste it.
Meet Jacob, a 19-year-old who never imagined he would live without the one stable person in his life, his mom.
She was very loving, and I had great times at school.
Jacob's life flipped upside down when he was in middle school.
It was really only me and her. So like in 2016, she had melanoma on her back, and so I would have to like redress her bandages every day. 2020, brain cancer. I would have to like make sure that like anytime she has a seizure, call 911.
Then at 16, the unthinkable happened.
It was really sudden because like only like a week before that, like she was like laughing with me in like the hospital rooms and stuff, and then like they had to like kind of like sedate her for a while, and then all of a sudden they were just like, hey, like we don't know if like she'll ever like be able to wake up again. It was awful. It was awful.
Alone as a teenager, Jacob felt lost.
She passed away in July, then till December, it was just me and my cat.
His mom's coworkers stepped in.
They were phenomenal. They raised money on a GoFundMe for me. I had some support and stuff, but I was really kind of felt like by myself.
Jacob went from a happy and driven teen to someone he didn't recognize anymore.
I was struggling a lot with like grief and definitely depression. Wasn't like going to school. Definitely money. Towards the end there, I was really like running out of money. I was like really like kind of like it was hard to like kind of come by like food.
Jacob reached rock bottom. He knew he was the only one that could truly advocate for himself. He knew he had to ask for help.
When I imagined foster care was like, uh-oh, I don't want to do that. But I was at a point where I was like desperate enough to where I was like, okay, like I probably got to do that.
Foster care turned out to be exactly what Jacob needed.
My foster parents, they just jumped right in and they were like, cool, like you're ours now. Like, you know, we'll anything you need type thing. It was wonderful.
Jacob began to deal with his grief and started to plan for his future.
Year mark into foster care, I like started to I graduated high school. I then started going to media school. I started taking like my job. I got promoted to like a manager position, and I like everything just like started to kind of click.
Along with his foster family, he had someone else driving him.
My mom wanted a lot for me, and she really loved me, and especially like for my mom, I feel like it would be like a disservice to like kind of like because I feel like I got a second chance with foster care.
Jacob now has a mission to help others in similar situations.
Did a paper for my final in English class about like a social issue, and they let me choose it, and I chose like foster care, and I kind of like realized like how much like, you know, like kids like run away and like go missing, and like so much like paperwork is like not filled out and stuff like that. I want to change that.
Along with the goal of helping kids in foster care, Jacob is fulfilled by coaching a youth flag football team.
The most like somebody has ever like told me that like, hey, like you are doing good, you are doing enough, was my football coach. So like I kind of want to be that for other kids.
At 19 years old, Jacob has certainly lived a lifetime, and by overcoming adversity, he has learned a thing or two.
The advice that I'd give my younger self is that let the people that care help you, so that like you can, you know, grow as a person.
And if you would like to support kids, teens, and young adults like Jacob through Advocates for Children, KUSA, you can volunteer and or donate on their website. They are an incredible organization. It's right there on the screen, their website, advforchildren.org. In fact, I got to meet Jacob at KUSA, their headquarters. And you know, these are volunteers that really take their time, donate their time to help advocate for children, young adults, teens, just like Jacob. And I can't imagine what he's been through. Like hearing his story, and I left out a lot of the details that like I bawled during our interview. When he and I were talking, I could not stop crying. He had to take his mom off life support. I mean, and then he was alone, just him and his cat for almost a year. And then he had to, somehow he had the wherewithal to say, I need to put myself in foster care. Do you know how much courage that takes?
I Can't imagine.
I can't.
I mean, I feel like in so many segments that we do, we're constantly talking about like finding the strength to advocate for ourselves as an adult. So to have this young man know that his future is
Right.
ahead of him and he needs help to succeed and
Yeah.
to live his life. Wow.
I know. And kudos to his foster family and his mom. I believe his mom is watching over him, that's for sure.